morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going God's way. I lift my eyes unto you. Bless all living souls. Help us protect one another and treasure each living soul.
Yeah, we on some soul shit. Let's go. I met this one girl. And we're back.
Yeah.
All right, girl. Nice. Yeah, podcast number 2 here. I did a first one a while back with my dear friend Marco.
I remember that. Yeah.
And this is the return to the podcast with my beloved grandmother.
Ah, good to be here.
Yeah.
My beloved grandson.
Nice. And on that song you just heard, or hopefully you heard, that is me and Grandma on that song. And it's called Buy Me Time. So I'm looking to put that out soon. So
It's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one. That was my first song back doing music for a while. I used to rap when I was like 8 and 9 through like 12 years old. And yeah, then I took a little break from making music, but then got back into it like a couple years ago. And around the time I was getting back into it, you sent me a voice message, just kind of randomly.
Yeah, I did. That was around the beginning of the COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
And things were really intense because that was like when we got that first hit.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I forget about that.
And
yeah.
and that the part of "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning" was house to be outdoors next to this tree. And I was singing that song to the tree and the birds and all beings.
Wow.
Yeah, and it really was a special prayer song at that moment. And then I thought, I'm going to send it to Tyler.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, and it became part of your song, and that's a real blessing.
Yeah.
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 We work good like that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, from that voice message, I just put it directly into the song. And yeah, it just felt right. Just felt like the right thing to do. Girl and Marco met this one pearl. Yo, she is cold as the rocks, and she is hot as her box. I told her don't wear no locks. She can't pick Goldilocks, and like this beat she can rock. Back and forth like seesaw, giddy up like yeehaw. But fuck the cowboys who shot, the natives back in Black Hawk. I love the people who fought to bring the peace to Bangkok. Shit, we might just head like to Bangkok. Close. Some girl since I was a little baby.
Yep, from the beginning.
Yeah, we've always had a cool relationship. And I see Grandma as my mentor.
It's pretty wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, is that, how do you see?
Well, I see you as my mentor as well.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I really, from the beginning, we were like really connected in a way where we were sharing some deep things, and we've just kept it that way, you know. And
yeah.
As I'm growing in my what would you say? Just evolving and breaking through these conditionings. I'm 76 years old and been through a lot of conditioning, and coming to a place where I hear what you're learning and what you're opening up to, and it's so good to share it with you, and it helps me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it definitely helps me too. Helps each other.
Yeah. Help each other. That's right. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say, what did you say, the conditioning?
Yes.
Because do you know like the kind of name of the podcast I had at first?
No.
Well, it was, when I did the first one, it was unlearning and relearning.
Oh, yes. I do remember now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a big thing I want to continue throughout the podcast, is like learning new things, talking to different people, sharing ideas, but also like unlearning certain things that we've been taught.
Letting go of things that are not benefiting you,
right,
and are not benefiting others, no matter how they may have been presented to you. If they're not doing that, then they're not working for you. And it's really hard for me at this time of my life. It's harder to let go of something that has been so deeply rooted in me. That uprooting is painful. And it's a process, because you're taken to places that you really don't want to go back to or deal with. But that's part of growing. That's just necessary. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me, I'm just going to double check that this is still going. Okay, we're good. I was worried that I was going to turn off. But yeah, do you have any like examples of something you've been holding on to that you want to share?
Oh, yes. I have been holding on to this image of myself where I had to be perfect. Knowing, though, inside that I was not perfect. And on the contrary, I was actually didn't think that much of myself. I didn't value myself. But I had to project this image that, I had it all together as far as my scene, which when I look back now, it's kind of a joke, but what we can do with our minds is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So accepting myself for who I was, really, when I started on this journey, I had forgotten who I was. I was so wrapped up in who I should be for this person, how I was to look, present myself in my business and in my, groups that I was with. I was not comfortable. I may have projected that I was comfortable because I could do that, but I wasn't breathing easy. When you learn about, having a soft belly, the breathing, the relaxing, I wasn't at that place. I was pretty, I think you could say, uptight. And recognizing that in myself, rather than this image, was, and is, because that's what I'm working on, it's really painful to see something crumbling that you
that you've worked so hard to build
all your
up,
life.
and
you're thinking this is what I'm supposed to do, and then you realize it's so not what I'm supposed to do. So now I'm allowing that to crumble, and it's a vulnerable vulnerable feeling, but very important. Yeah,
definitely.
Yes, and you help me with that, to because I can be real with you in a way that I hide from a lot of people, and now we're
Sharing out.
really being vulnerable, and I just feel like this is part of the journey.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, and I was gonna say on the topic of crumbling
Yes.
and yeah, kind of letting go of things that you built up.
You know about that.
Yeah, I do. A little bit, yeah.
Yes, no, quite a bit.
Yeah, because I have also been a bit of a perfectionist myself, and yeah, like really like strived hard all throughout like high school. Camera's wobbling a little bit. Hopefully.
Oh, that was my foot. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, I think we're good. Let me just make sure. As the chandelier. Okay, yeah, it's still in the same place. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, I was striving really hard and very like determined and driven
Excelling.
to succeed, yeah. And yeah, so I ended up going to Rice University for my first for college, because I like applied to colleges and stuff senior year, and I when I got there it was really cool, and I could see myself like really enjoying that environment, but at that point it was very difficult for me, and so I made the decision to leave school during or after my first semester. So with the intention of going back, and yeah, I did go back. But yeah, that.
And you were maintaining your grades.
Yeah, no, it was more about the holistic view of experiencing college, and I feel like I was just like not there yet.
Yeah.
And so that was like a big crumbling for me. It was like making that decision.
That was a major decision to make.
Yeah, it was a hard one to make too. But yeah, I made it, and I'm glad I did make it. And yeah, I think I think people talk about this a bit, but there's really not one path, and like, I don't know, I got it so in my head that there was like one path for me, and yeah, there's like that doesn't make sense. Like, there's gonna be something that messes up your idea of what you want to do and how you want to proceed and live, and
yeah, if you want to be true to yourself. And I mean, so many people are locked into and driven to succeed in a certain way, really sacrificing their happiness. And there's a lot of unsatisfied, sad people around.
Yeah.
You know? They've got a lot of goods though, and they look like they're, they've accomplished all that. And yet, if that happiness isn't there, it really has to be questioned. And that's what you did. You questioned it.
Right. Yeah, because it did probably seem on the surface like I was doing really well.
Oh yeah.
But that, doesn't always tell the full story. So I think that was one of our topics that we wanted to get into, which you kind of alluded to just there. It was like, being yourself, or what did you say? You said like the challenge of fully being yourself and doing the things that are hard, but that you know would be good for you, even though other people, or you worry that other people might not agree with that decision or might think badly about you.
Right, and that I recognizing that that's actually self-cherishing. When I'm doing that, it's kind of, disguised in real acceptable ways for me to keep being self-cherishing. But when I really could see what it was, it enabled me to be able to start working on letting that go. Recognizing, that is self-cherishing. It might be looked at as, like you're attending to yourself in a way, but it's
like you're saying that making decisions based on like what other people think about you.
That's
kind
right.
of self-cherishing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yes. And it's really the painful part is to see myself of how selfish I am.
Yeah.
Disguised in
right. It's like because it's all about like the image that you're trying to create for other people, and that image is like clinging on to some ego, like self-concerned idea.
Yeah.
About who you are.
Right. Oh, and it wears on you.
Yeah.
It wears on you. So the older you get and you're carrying that, it's like it occupies too much of your thinking. And the thinking, what I was realizing was negative. It may be subtle, but it was negative thinking. And so working on what are my thoughts, and are they, I don't even have to question, I know, negative, and working at coming up with a positive image or a blessing, right away to rather than to allow it to just keep growing in my mind. Bringing in the light rather than staying in the negative has really, it's helping me, just in this past few days working on this. Yeah.
And would you say kind of bringing in the light is like bringing in like all of it, like others, and like not just, because that was another thing I think we wanted to talk about, was like focusing on yourself versus like all of us as like one, you know what I mean?
So
like,
much so.
And that light is like all of it, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
yes,
that's what I think.
That you're wanting to be healed, not only for your breaking out of this, I'll say dark place, so that you can truly give more. You can give more, and serve more. And with a better understanding, and not like, what do I get out of it?
Yeah.
But like, what am I giving?
Right.
And it's like it changes. Bob Dylan's line, you got to change the way you're thinking, it's like, yes, you change your way of thinking, and you're responding differently. You're responding from your heart, not from your intellect, but from your heart, to love everyone, rather than seeing them as objects.
Yeah.
Like when you're standing in line at Target and there's all these people around, like I really am stopping and realizing each one is an individual being, and I'm connected to each one. It's not just like I'm not even giving them a thought. They're just there and I'm waiting for my turn.
Yeah.
It does start changing your mind. The light affects and you're thinking in a right way.
Yeah. In one of my readings I was doing for this intro to Buddhism class, and that's something we're both really into, is like
Studying that.
Yeah. But what was it? It was like changing your perspective from what if I give, what is there for me to have? Like if I continue to give, what left is there for me? Going from that to if I take, what left is there for me to give? I thought that was really cool.
It's just a whole change in the
because
thinking.
I feel like I've thought in that first way a lot, just thinking about what I need, you know what I mean?
And well, the ego-centeredness, versus the otherness.
Yeah, other-centeredness, yeah.
Yes, the other-centeredness. And that, opening up to that, that gets lively.
Yeah. That gets rowdy. No, yeah, that's a good word.
And another one that goes along with that too is my pain versus the pain. I don't know if versus is right, but my pain.
Right.
You focus on your pain and it becomes self-centered.
Yeah.
But if you recognize that you're feeling this pain and remember that you're not the only one feeling this pain, that there are many, many people feeling this pain at the same time you're feeling, and that your heart opens up to the pain.
Yeah, and that you're not alone. Like
you're not alone, and you're not in that self-centered place where it's just going to bring you down even further.
Right, just so focused on.
And then you can add a prayer. You can send that joy and happiness would come to all those that are feeling this feeling.
Right.
That giving. I really I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and something I was talking about or writing about was this tradition in Tibetan Buddhism of, it's called giving and taking, and I really like that. And it's obviously you guys can do research on it, but like it's basically like taking in like the suffering and pain of like everyone, including your own, and then giving out happiness and virtuosity and peace to everyone. So it's just taking in, sending out.
Yeah.
And you can do it with your breath, like.
And the idea of taking in all the pain, I mean, that's like frightening.
Yeah.
But you're taking in what you're feeling. You're taking in the pain and knowing that, you're feeling pain anyway.
Right, and it's not like, it's not really like increasing it. You know what I mean? Like, but like recognizing that pain that you're feeling is like all of it already. You know what I mean?
That is part of it. Yeah, that's some intense stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is some.
Yeah. But that's my beginning. My beginning is recognizing my pain and having compassion for myself, for that suffering, and then taking it a step further to remembering that I'm not the only one suffering this, so that takes me out of the self-centeredness. And that goes with what you're saying. You're feeling the pain that others are feeling,
Right.
and opening it up to that they would feel the love, the happiness, the joy, the healing. Just
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and maybe the sending out is an easier place to start too. If you can't take it all in right now, send it out.
Well, you can take in whatever you take in. Right?
Yeah, or take in what you can. Yeah.
You take in whatever's there, and you send out. It's just like we just keep practicing that, right? And as our heart increases, the love, as the love grows, we can take in more and give out more.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a practice.
More. Yes,
right.
It's a practice, right? And to be patient with oneself and kind thoughts to oneself. I really had to work on that. A lot of negativity towards myself, where I feel a growth in that. I feel I have more compassion for myself.
Yeah.
And it's like peeling the onion. You get down further and you go, oh, I'm still showing unkindness towards myself over this little thing.
And it's like tricky ways too. Like,
yes. But that's it. That's the work, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. The work.
That's right. And we're working on it together.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we are on a little bit of a time crunch on this podcast. So, was there any other things you wanted to get to in our last few minutes or so?
Well, we started with music. Maybe we could end with music.
With music? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you want to bring us back to music?
Yes, I
in
did.
some way?
Yeah, I thought you could, just share a little bit more how, you went from really focused on your academics, and from childhood you had this love for music.
Yeah,
And
always.
And how when your focus changed, you're focusing more on music now.
Yeah. So I was super into music from a pretty early age, and really into hip hop, which is kind of like the music I do. Yeah, and I had some performances, and I'll move the camera a little bit again. Yeah, you remember that performance on the plaza? Taos Plaza?
Gosh, yes. Promo Hobo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You loved it.
That was fun.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You can wait till it was your turn to come out there and sing your song. Your song.
Yeah.
And you write your own music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since I was 9.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm so excited that you're back on it, and you gave it was a pretty good sized little performance at your grandpa's 70th birthday. You came out and showed your stuff, and it was really greatly received.
Yeah, that was I felt like I was performing at the Taos Plaza again, like just fired up. But
yeah,
I had a performance. What was that, like a week and a half ago? Or because his birthday is April 9th, right?
Yeah, it was about a week and a half ago.
Yeah. So, I hadn't done a music performance since I was like 12. Since then. But I have, because I was in like speech and debate in high school and stuff, so I do a lot of like other types of performances, but yeah, that was a
coming out. I'm back, right?
I'm back, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the lines in the song.
Well, good to have you back. Yeah.
Thank you.
Singing your songs.
Glad to be back.
Yeah. Looking forward to more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, working on some right now, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to put together a little like first project. So I have a few songs. So we'll see how that goes. I think I want to like release that first one, which is the one you guys heard at the beginning with me and Grandma. And yeah, then see from there. But I'll probably put it on this YouTube channel. So it'll all be in the same place.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, it's been very interesting, Tyler, being on here with you.
Yeah.
And I really talk about coming out. You know, it's really helping me to step out.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on.
Love you.
Love it.
Mucho amor. Mucho amor.
All right. Thank you guys, and watch out for the next one.
Yes. Looking forward to it. God bless.
Peace.